Well, hello, it's yourself and welcome back to the Black Lodge for the back half of the March Dram Madness tournament. So far we've had 16 whiskies, 8 have fallen to the side. We're now on to the second half of the ladder. We're going to go through it again. Hope you're enjoying it. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Some of these whiskies drive the views, some of them don't, but you know what, we're all here for a good time. So without further ado, we'll get straight into it. Now this head-to-head, you've seen the thumbnail, the computer did it, so we've got to go with it. And that is, first up, it's old Rip himself, Rip Van WInkle. Cracking bourbon, 10 years old, part of the pappy and inverted commas lineup, because it's not really a pappy, it's Old Rip Van WInkle. 10 years, hailing from Buffalotrace, it's fantastic, you know that. And then next up, head to head against it, is Woven. And the reason I chuckle a little bit is because Woven is a blend, it's Scottish, but this one is not Scottish, it's World Whiskey. It has nowhere near the branding, the heritage of the Rip Van WInkle. It's a bourbon. They're two very different whiskies, but that's why we're doing it. So let's roll the tape. And as you can see, Rip Van WInkle, hailing from Kentucky. It's a delicious bourbon. It comes in at 107% proof, and the Superblend comes in at a whopping 46.1%. Now, let me pour them. And I kick it off, starting with the black glass. There's a fruitiness there, there's a nuttiness. There's almost like a muskiness to it, like a perfumed muskiness, if that makes sense. It takes me back to pubs as a child. Glaswegian, East End of Glasgow. Grew up in pubs. It's not overpowering, it's not overwhelming. There's a lot of layers to it. It's good on the nose. It's not unpleasant. It layers really well. Taste. Wow. Fruity, green, like bubblegummy, strawberry, juicy fruit, chewing gum that we have, like a tropical fruitiness, but still with that bubblegum. A lot going on. Sits in the mid palate, fruity at the front, mild at the bottom. Then it's warm. It's warm going down. It doesn't seem to want to touch the back of the palate at all. It's all sitting in the mid, which is really strange. Not woody, not tannic, no peppery, not even like maybe a wee bit of a rye, maybe a little rye connotation in there. Very enjoyable, enjoyed that. A lot going on in that. There's a lot going on in that you could sit with for quite some time and really get into. On to the next one. Here we go, Team Blue. We're getting oak, cherries, that woody, cherryness, sweetness, vanillas. I think we know what this is. Really pleasant on the nose, rich, jammy, not overbearing, not sickly sweet. Genuinely like ripe strawberries, almost like cherry, like really beautiful red fruit. Wow, the wood comes right through on that. So you go from that super strawberryness, you're getting there's a really big barrel influence on that compared to the other one. A little bit peppery, a little bit dry along the front of the palate. Almost takes you by surprise off that nose, which was super sweet and super forward. It then becomes this kind of more peppery, rye, still bourbon, still in the same wheelhouse, but very different palate makeup to what we just had. Still delicious. On the second taste, that wood and that pepperiness is scaled back. It's came because of the first one we've had. I'll be honest, maybe it's just because of the palate, I don't know. Maybe a wee palate cleanser. This is trickier than I thought this would be. I thought this one had like a straight down the line, a clear winner, but on the palate, having had the first one, the second one is quite astringent now. I've been using that word quite a lot in this, but when I use that word, I mean it's quite tight and down the middle of my palate, and it pulls and it claws a little bit, versus this one, which a lot more easy on the palate. I've got to go with just what I prefer. I've got to go with it. I can't believe this is happening. Woven Superblend. Like, I'm shocked. Woven Superblend. Palette-wise tonight, you're the winner, and that means Rip Van WInkle, you're dead. Who could have predicted? March Dram Madness, eh? See you in the next one. Cheers.